Hello and welcome, I'm Tim and this is SV Paquita. Excuse the bed head this morning, but got up and Bob and I did a little work on some of the lines that got messed up last night in a Rolly Slima Harbor in Malta. Anyway, we've had a couple cups of coffee and I'm ready to go. But now I have no idea if this is going to work, but some of you have said that you wanted to see some cooking videos. And I just can't see that the masses have any interest in seeing this. But I've been wrong about everything, so instead of showing you something normal, I figured I'd show you something a little different. Something that is different for me is that, well, I think that many of you will say that you don't want to eat dog food for breakfast. And we all talk about corned beef hash as being dog food. Now, usually corned beef hash in the States comes in a can with potatoes and stuff like that in it, and a lot of that sort of stuff. But on the boat, it's nice to have protein like meat that is in a can, so you don't have to take up your refrigerator space, or if the refrigerator dies or whatever, you can stock up a whole bunch of this and all that. Anyway, I got this locally here. I tried one of these before. See the key on here? I've had trouble in the past opening. The last one I did, it broke. So we might have to improvise with that. But you guys might say, oh, I don't want to eat corned beef. I have a way where Bob had never had Spam before. I cooked him up some Spam a while ago, he and the boys, and they had the Irish lads had no interest in the Spam whatsoever. But I did make this corned beef the other way, although it probably wasn't Bob's favorite, as it is mine. He did eat it, and I got a feeling he's going to eat these as well. So instead of doing corned beef like people do, I usually do it when we've had rice the night before. So for example, last night we made a Asian stir fry with shrimp and a whole bunch of vegetables and that sort of stuff, and we did it over rice, but we still have some rice left over. So, you see that? I used a little rice cooker, and you know, this might be a good time to say that one of the best things that I've done when I converted the boat over to lithium was that I didn't realize that everyone talks about the problems with having propane on board. Not only that it's explosive and all that sort of stuff, but going outside of the U.S., it's hard to get it propane filled. Like in over here, they have camping gas. The fittings are different where you go. People don't want to fill your bottles. Their bottles don't fit in where we have the molded places in the hull and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, we've been cooking on electric ever since we've had this, and it's been phenomenal. Yeah, so if you are going to switch your boat over to lithium, I highly recommend that you put in a lot more capacity in battery and a lot more capacity as far as your inverter goes. I have a Victron 3000, Multi-Plus 3000, and if I did this whole system over again, I probably would have put in a Quattro with basically a 5 kW Quattro. But this still works. You just have to choose what you're doing. Like if I'm running the hot water heater, probably don't want to cook on top of that as well. You can, but you know, you get the idea. Anyway, oh, look who's up. Okay, so to make our special breakfast with the rice, you say, what are you doing with the rice and the corned beef? You're going to need the corned beef, you're going to need last night's rice already cooked, and this works much better if you just cook the rice and put it in. When the rice is warm, it doesn't work as well. So when the rice has been cold in the fridge all night, it works much better. And an onion, and then some eggs, and after that, you're going to be all good to go. What we're going to do is we're going to chop up the onion, we're going to fry up the onion a little bit, you know, soften, or no, you know what, we'll actually, we're not going to do that. We're going to put the corned beef in first and let that start to sizzle and pop, because I kind of like it when it's burnt. You know what I mean? Not burnt, but, you know, crispy. And then we'll put the onion in to lighten it up a little bit. And then after that gets going, then we'll put in the rice and we'll incorporate the whole thing. And then when it's good to go, then we'll make little holes and drop eggs in each one. Put a cover over the top so it basically poaches the eggs in place. And we pull the whole thing out. And oh, sounds disgusting. A lot of you guys are going to tell me in the comments how you would never eat this stuff. I think it's delicious. Anyway, so let's go. So I'm going to try to put this camera over here, and I'm already having a problem. Yeah, okay, here we go. If you see here, this is my induction top, and I had my wok over there. And talking about cooking on the induction versus the propane, I never ever had a chance of ever getting the propane to be hot enough to make a wok really sing. They say if you cook with a wok, the wok should always be talking to you. And that's never really been something that's ever worked out for us. So I've got my corned beef, my onion. Now let me get some eggs, so we'll be all set for that. And I think we'll have everything that we need. We have the rice over here as well. So wish me luck here. I'm gonna try to see if I can get this key to work. If I don't drop it down the drain first. So I'm bringing this up so you can see this. Now I should put on my glasses. I don't know where my glasses are. Well, what's it say? Open here. Well, yeah, we know that. I didn't know if it said to do it. It has to be in one direction. So I was worried that maybe I did it the wrong direction. All right, here we go. Wish me luck. So I'm turning it nice and easy. This is where it's going to break if it breaks. If we get, oh, I think we're good. We're good. So, oh yes, riveting here. You guys, this is what you've been waiting for, to see me open up a can of dog food. All right, so we get that in there. Let's get this thing going. Crank up the heat a bit. I'm gonna get a Teflon safe, or I don't know if it's Teflon, but whatever it is, safe spatula, being the wood one. And I just want to get this stuff so that it's not lumpy, you know, that we want to get it more uniform. Maybe if I move the rice over, you'll get a better look. Sorry about that. I'm trying to make this. How about that? Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. Okay, so while this is heating up, I'm going to get this all mashed up. I'm going to slice up my onion. And I can't imagine that there's anybody that's watching this that doesn't know this. But then I talk to people and they don't seem to know this. This is something that my mom always taught me. When you get an onion, there's basically two things you can do. You can cut onion rings, or basically, like if I do a salad, I'll do half onion rings, so they're like crescents, or you can chop onions. And if you do that, you notice that the onion has, which my mom would call pole to pole. So in other words, there's a north and a south pole on it. We need to cut those ends off. She says that Lilo is saying good morning, Dad. Okay, so now I've got the onion peeled. Mom's thing for chopping onions is cut pole to pole. So we don't cut it this way, we cut it this way. And then what I do is I cut it into basically 4 pieces, all right? Pole to pole. And I get the 2 halves, turn them this way. Now I'm gonna cut it like this. And then turn it 90 degrees. And you'll have nice chopped stuff like that. And with a cleaver like this, it sticks in rather nicely, and we're good to go. So you should have relatively uniform chunks when you're done. Oops. I think it's time for Bob to sharpen this thing again. Bob honed these things up for me. He's really good at sharpening stuff. And if you like to cook like me, you like sharp cutlery. All right, so now if you notice, I didn't put any fat in the pan because there's enough fat in the corned beef for that. So I'm gonna turn this all the way up to the highest heat because I almost want to burn it on the bottom. Not really burn it, but I want to crisp it up. While that's happening, I'm gonna locate my cover. Oops, wrong size cover. All right, down here. It's going to require me getting my hands and knees. So what happens when you put too much stuff underneath the God almighty, what am I doing here? So what happens when you put too much stuff underneath the oven? All right. So we have a cover. I'm going to put that to the side. I'm just trying to get this because if we put the rice in now, if you put it in too early, what happens is the rice starts to pop almost like popcorn. Bang, bang, bang. So we don't put the rice in right away. And any of you guys that are watching this saying, man, I came to watch sailing or stuff in the Mediterranean. Look, I completely get it. People said that they wanted to see some cooking. Bob said that we ought to show people some cooking on the Kamado, which I think is a great idea. But we'll see how people do with this. If you suffer through this and you like this, maybe we'll do some more and we'll do something on the Kamado. I'm just putting a little black pepper on because I like black pepper. I don't think there's any pepper I don't like. I do like spicy food, although this doesn't have a lot of heat. It does have a nice flavor to it. All right, so I think we're about, I just want to soften those onions. Just, oh, look at that. The color's changing on the bottom as I move this, which means it's starting to crisp up. All of that is good news. All right, let's get that rice in there. So this is the rice that we weren't able to finish last night. Put it to good use this morning. And if sometimes it dries out in the fridge a little bit, don't worry about it. It's going to soak up all the moisture from the cooking that from the corned beef and the onion in there and all that. So now we're just going to chop this up to incorporate it. And you'll see what the rice does as opposed to potatoes is that it seems like when you make corned beef hash and you put potatoes in it, sometimes it gets a little heavy, and sometimes it seems a little greasier. Does that sound right? But anyway, the rice makes a nice light thing, and it's also a good way to get rid of the rice, and it's probably a little healthier for us too, as opposed to if we had the potatoes, we'd probably be frying them in oil and that sort of stuff. Makes it lighter, more fun, more better. As Puerto Ricans would say, more better. All right, so that's all looking good right there. So now we're gonna go, and we almost, like I say, we almost want it burnt on the bottom. So the heat's at number 10. I'm gonna bring it down to 7, and then let's put some eggs in here. If you're in the United States, it might be something new to you, but if you've ever raised chickens, it won't be new to you. The United States is one of the only places on Earth that washes their eggs and then refrigerates them. Apparently, when the egg comes out of the chicken, it has some there's even a name for it. I forget what the name is, but there's something that is on. There's like a mucus membrane around it. Not really a membrane, but there's a coating on the end of it that protects it from bacteria. And if you don't wash that off, you don't have to refrigerate your eggs, and you can keep them out for 2 or 3 weeks. And so that's what they do in Europe. When you buy eggs in Europe, you don't buy them in the grocery, in the refrigerated spot. They're out on the shelf like everything else, and it works well when you bring them onto the boat, so you don't have to use all your space as well there too. Anyway, while we do this, you know what? You guys probably don't want to see this. Through the magic of television, hopefully we'll be back, and I'll show you what they look like at the end. All right, and we're back. Now, through the magic of television, you can see things are starting to firm up here. So everyone has their own different preferences, but for me, I kind of like the egg that is still a little bit runny. I know that's not cool with everybody, but that's how it is for me. So here's crisolitas right here. Toma, mi amor. And then poor Bob, he's such a good sport. He swears he doesn't hate this, but I know it's not his favorite. But you know what? He's getting culture. Now, I tried to get 2 of these at once, and that was a bad idea. Should have got one of them at a time. They're probably going to break them now. Yep, I think I broke the other egg. Anyway, see that crispiness on the bottom? Oh, delicious. Incidentally, I should shut this off. There we go. And we don't give him too much of this. If he doesn't like it, we don't have to force him to eat it. And then there's mine. I think this one here is the one that might be done the most, which is not what I like. Now you see that? I flipped it over so you could see the bottom. That's what I really like. You get that the corned beef hash to give you a little bit crunchy crunch. Oh, it's wonderful. All right, now there's a little bit left over. In case Bob likes it, he can have a little bit at the end. So, I know you guys are going to say in the comments this is dog food. Well, it's something different, and you get to use everything on the boat so that you don't have to throw your leftovers away. Rice is good. Cristalita, tu gusta? She likes it. I like it. Maybe you'll like it too. But we do definitely, you know, it's not only that you should like. You should like the video, subscribe, and oh, Grampy, great Grampy, granddad, somebody, whatever. He's a new guy that hit the, I don't know if he's a new guy, but he hit the super thanks. Thank you so much. Donald Flynn, thank you so much. Buy us around if you'd like to. Maybe you can buy us a new breakfast. If you don't like corned beef, hit the super thanks button and buy us a new breakfast. Other than that, thanks. Special shout out to all the patrons. I'll leave a link in below. You guys take care, be safe, and as always, I'll see you on the one.